Hi, everybody. Welcome to One Day to Love. Well, today I have someone to meet that I've never met. His name is Donald Pliner, and his wife is Lisa. They're going to be on the show today. And I have to tell you, I have loved his shoes forever. And it turns out it's been since 1989 when he started making them. We're going to find out all about him, his new book that's coming out. I think they might have written it together. We'll ask. And just how did he get into the shoe business? And does he design every single pair of shoes? And what do we have to look forward to in the future? And what's going on at Fashion Week? We got Fashion Week in Palm Springs. We've got Fashion Week in New York. I just want to find out everything that he can tell us about how to be successful in the designer business and the designer shoe business, especially. And if he designs anything else. So let's find out. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Is that the book?
That's the book.
Let me see. The Selling of One's Soul. Holy cow. I love that. I just love that. Did you come up with that like years ago and say, I'm going to do this book like someday?
This was a 2-year, 1 hour a day week interview.
Well,
Interview with who? With you?
no, and I'm pulling in here just to help him here.
Okay.
More so an interview with Scott French. I don't know who he is. He's been in the fashion world for a very long time, but he's also was a publicist for us at one time.
Awesome.
And Donald has gone through the ringer.
Who hasn't? Honest to God, if you've been in this business as long as we have, I mean, you've had really big ups and really big
myself has
downs.
gone through the ringer, but Donald,
Yeah, it's true.
right. But anyway, Donald, stop. He started his company. He made his company.
1989, I read. Is that correct?
1989, correct.
Yeah.
And you can join if I screw up. Okay.
Okay.
So you start. Anyway, so
I wanted to know how you started.
I opened my first store in Beverly Hills in 1967.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't 1989.
No, that's when I started Donald Pliner. First was Papagallo, and then became Right Bank Shoes, Right Bank Clothing.
Was that you?
Yes.
So you weren't just selling that stuff. That was you.
that was him.
Yes. And
Papagallo was you?
I was alive. Let's just say
That was huge. Papagallo was huge.
my brother basically represented Papagallo. I have an older brother, 7 years older than I am.
Okay.
And he opened up Papagallo stores. And that's how I came out from California to open up a Papagallo store. And then it didn't work out. And then I ended up doing a couple other things. And then I opened up my own stores.
How did you guys get into the ladies' shoe business?
My father was in the, my father and and my uncle were in the shoe business. Some people are born with a silver spoon. I was born with what's called a slipper spoon. Always in the shoehorn.
Shoehorn.
So I always sold shoes. And my father and his brother had on the in Chicago, actually on the south side and the black side of Chicago, he opened up flagshine shoe stores, but he wanted to open them up for elite Black audiences, and that's how I actually got into it. And he was awarded a special award from Florsheim Shoes. He was even, I'm not sure even now, they've given a 5-year scholarship in his name.
Isn't that nice?
And then I have a twin.
Florsheim was sort of an all-American middle number, not too expensive, nice, good, solid. You could count on this brand. And you sort of moved into something more glamorous, I think.
I guess, yeah. I mean, as I said, some people are born with a slipper spoon. I was born with a silver spoon, and I used to work at my father's store all the time. And then I ended up paying my education working in Chicago at a store called Joseph's, which was the best shoe salon in the city. And I remember I had personals that used to have to wait 30 minutes at a time because they'd come in and they wanted just to wait.
My God, Lisa, can you imagine waiting 30 minutes to get somebody to try a shoe on your foot?
No.
And
I
I would
can't
never
either.
allow-
I'd be like, see ya. Let me know when
I'm
you
not
can see
waiting
me.
30 minutes in line.
and I would never allow a customer to put a shoe on just with the one foot. I made them put the left
Okay,
and right
so
on.
what?
Well, that's smart.
They can walk, but guess how I got into comfort? And that's why my shoes were always so comfortable.
They are.
And I wasn't aware what I was doing. I had to go to Italy in 2009 to an
Oh, you
acceptance
poor
award
thing.
from the
It's my
Italian
favorite
club.
place on the planet.
I used to go to school. I went to school in Italy.
Did you? Gosh.
And I remember I had to go to Italy in 2009, 10 to accept an award from the Italian government. I had a passion for what I was doing. I didn't realize I was producing over 1 million pair a year of shoes out of Italy. I was the largest producer of shoes out of Italy.
And you didn't know that.
Because when you have a passion for what you're doing, it hides a lot of stuff. And I just loved what I did. And it mushroomed into, and then my stores, 67% of the customers were part of was the entertainment industry.
Uh-huh.
And Lisa, can you help me get Shaq shoe? And like, I'm going to show you something. Our neighbor, we lived in Miami originally in Star Island. And
I saw you had a $12 million house that's probably worth $1 million. It's like so much more now. I guess that was the original price. It was like
it was a
amazing.
Moroccan palace. It was magnificent.
Yeah, it's just amazing. It's amazing.
And our neighbor was a gentleman by the name of Shaq.
Oh my gosh.
I used to make
What
shoes.
size is that?
22 triple E.
Oh my
The
gosh.
nicest guy in the world.
And
I
remember
know. Everyone loves Shaq, but I mean, my gosh.
Yeah.
he came over.
Imagine if if you're dancing with this man and he accidentally steps on your foot.
I don't
I
think
mean,
you'll
might
not
not
have
have die. You'd be like, I have to sue you now. I can't speak. I can't walk. I'm going to limp for the rest of my life. And I'm you looking up like,
That's a good guy, at least.
yeah. He's on so many different things. He pops up all over the place. He's on
And
like a
now,
game show now.
Yes, a
13.
game show.
Yeah.
And it's so strange to see him and her.
Oh
And
my
then-
gosh.
Plus the fact he's lost a lot of weight. So he's,
Yes. He looks good. He looks good.
it's interesting.
I saw that photo of the two of them together and she came up to like his, I don't know, down here, way down here.
Way down. Maybe
Yeah.
a hip.
Yeah.
Nicely put it as a hip.
Very swell. Nice. Well done. But he does really neat things. I think he's very versatile. He tries really hard to do different kinds of stuff. I think that keeps his
And
life.
he really cares about
Yeah.
the people.
Got a great reputation.
And one day Lisa was driving and what happened?
Oh, it was raining. And this was in
This was when we lived
Miami.
in Star Island.
It was raining and he sees me walking and he goes, get in his car. And I'm like, get in? Like, where am I getting into?
You know him yet?
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
okay.
So he goes, get in. So he's like, open the back door, get in, because his body is the length of what you would be sitting next to in the back door. So it was like I would sit next to him, but it was like
In the second row?
the second row. He's that
Wow.
he
No
drove
one
me
knows that. That's an interesting point. That's an interesting thing to know, right?
Yeah.
He knows he sits in the
No,
second row.
yeah, it's Superman. But
Wow.
anyway, let's go back to you, sweetheart.
You're a good woman. You're a really good woman.
Yes, she is. And we met on a blind date.
You did?
Maybe 27 years ago.
It will be 27 years. We've been together 27 years, but it will be 27 officially years on next Friday.
I was married for 5 and took a 17-year sabbatical and met Lisa on a blind date.
Girls, come on.
Wow.
I
Who
can't get
fixed you up?
a woman that once worked for him in
Just have-
okay.
We got to, one of the little girls wants to be part of the
Wants
wedding.
to not be
See the doggy. Oh, look how cute. Is it
This is Sunset. The other one's name is
Shih Tzu,
Moonlight.
Maltese? Which one?
yes, here's
They're both
Moonlight.
service dogs.
Oh,
Well,
they're just
they're service dogs to us.
yeah, right. That's so hard to prove, isn't it? Like when they
But
look
they
at
are
you,
to
like
us.
I know.
And just FYI, our daughter's name is Star, double R, and she named them Moonlight and Sunset.
Oh, I love that. Which one's which?
Sunset's the littler one. Moonlight's the one that's not gonna bark. It's
And-
not old.
And
Oh.
usually Moonlight has pink hair.
But anyway, so we
Oh, I
wanted
love them. Do they get the black stuff in their eyes that drips into their white and drives you crazy?
Yeah, but
My
there's
sister
this
has them.
yeah, but there's a stuff that you can.
I know. I had to get some for my sister because
Did you get the Thailand?
I don't remember what I got, but I gave it to her, you know, 'cause
Okay.
my dog's black on purpose because I didn't want to have to worry about that. But my daughter, one of my daughters has OCD, and when she comes to visit from Manhattan, she's the one that takes care of the little teary things in because I have a Havanese.
Okay, nice.
So she's always all over that.
And you know the strength why dogs are so important. How do you spell dog backwards?
God, I know. Yeah, it's really, they're very, very important. And I'm not a cat person. No offense to cats.
We're allergic.
I'm so allergic.
I'm beyond. I can smell.
People that don't have this allergy,
Right.
they just don't get it. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, I have to like take Benadryl before I walk in a house.
I do too, but it still doesn't mean I want to spend the night.
Not. Oh yeah.
You know, just because I'm drugged up enough to sit
Right.
and talk to you and have a drink doesn't mean I can sleep here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna wake up in the morning like swelled up. Unpleasant.
You.
Yeah, it's tough. And I love people and I love that they love their animals.
I know, but some animals we can't just stay with.
Do you guys take pictures with your animals for the holidays and send out pictures and stuff?
We do. We haven't. But we
You
do.
should, because this is
We
the
should go
cutest
to-
picture ever. I have to tell you, this is a cute picture. I'm
We
looking
should
at.
go to Cabo Las Ventanas.
And they get
We
their
would get
massages.
They would both get their own
Complimentary
complimentary
massage.
massages, but we had to pay for ours.
Right? Yeah.
They work because it's a dog resort. It's very highly recommended for dogs.
And it's called Las Ventanas.
Las Ventanas in Cabo. So we
Yeah,
have
I know Cabo, but I didn't know that was.
a great resort. It's not that far from.
It's the windows, doesn't La Ventana mean a window?
But it's right next to the one. What's the other one? Starts with a P. Something.
Anyway,
Well, we need to go.
And only.
I think we need to go. As soon as it gets a little chilly, I'll go down with you. I would be thrilled to do that.
Yes.
I've actually never been there.
Oh well, then
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just know it because everybody else goes there.
Well, miss
You
your-
know,
no.
I lived on the East Coast forever. You
So
know,
now it's your turn.
I know it. I know it. We went to Cancun a lot, but anyway. So you followed in your father's footsteps and sort of went crazy and did really, really well. And how did you end up manufacturing in Italy? Because that's the best place for leather.
I went to school in Italy.
Okay.
So I did my psychological background in the French and Impressionistic period through the use of color. But I was trying to avoid the draft, but I went, I'm trying to put Sunset down. She doesn't want to be part of the audience right now.
She's very hyper today, I guess. She's not in the mood for her TV debut.
That's all right. She's on. She
Yeah.
made her little appearance.
Made an appearance.
We'll get letters.
Right. I'll go back to the question you asked me. I'm sorry.
They do have a dog line that we started so many years ago.
I bet. So you
We
went
wanna
there,
bring
but
that back out in a licensee. Just
So you-
find the person. We
I'm
have all
sorry.
the lines.
I'm sorry, honey. So you went there and you had school, you did school, and then you decided to make, but Italy is like, the leather capital of the world. It's the,
Well, I did my undergraduate and graduate in art history in the psychological background of the French Impressionistic period. And obviously, the artists and everything like this, Italy is where it
Oh.
all comes from.
did you spend any time in Florence?
I went to school in Perugia
Okay.
between Rome and Florence.
Oh, okay. I just love it there.
That's what she has to do.
Oh,
You find out about all the artists that wouldn't be in our purview. We wouldn't even know who they were if it weren't for the people in Florence, the Medici family that kept them going, kept them alive. I mean, it's amazing because they wouldn't be with us. We wouldn't have a Da Vinci. We wouldn't have a Michelangelo. We wouldn't have all those people that are so much a part of the history of the world art wise.
I know it's incredible. I mean, I remember I went to school in Italy, as I said, and then I remember I hitchhiked for a year all around Europe and Eastern Europe and everything like this. And I always remember one time I was trying to go into Israel because a girlfriend of mine who I was dating was going to meet me, and she gave me a coin, and I got caught at the border of going into from Turkey over into Israel. And for
Oh,
7.5 hours, I was under, they put me in a whole booth, and I was like, they were doing something because they found a coin that said an Israeli coin. And then I never got to Israel to see this girl when I went
they
back.
found a horn, a coin.
It was
A
just a coin.
It was just a coin and it said Israel on it.
Yeah, well, it said that I was, and my passport said I was going to Israel.
And
And
that
this,
was a problem from Turkey going to Israel.
look, in this, that was during, this is in the 60s.
Oh, okay.
There was a few wars going on.
I just hate all these bad things that happen around traveling to Israel or when you get to Israel. And my husband was Jewish, and that whole side of the family was very close to me. And I learned so many things and loved it so much. And I just hate that.
No,
And I remember when he told me that the world was anti-Semitic, and I said, "You are so crazy. There is absolutely none of that going on anymore. I mean, nobody has that going on."
no,
And
I
in the
mean,
past little while,
bad crime has gotten today.
I can't get over it, honestly. It's pretty awful. You know?
It's just frightening. I mean,
Yeah, I can't believe it because I was so wrong, you know.
you know, we we love what we do.
Yeah, yeah, I know. So now you're everywhere. You're in everybody's store, and I understand you're going to be in Fashion Week. What do you mean? What do you mean? Hold it.
With it because I resigned in 2011, sold my business 2015.
You
And
did?
the company that bought me, when the shoes say Donald without the J, it's no longer Donald Pliner. Most
Oh, you heard it here first, everybody. If it's not the J, it's not him. Okay, I got
most
it.
of the shoes that I made with the J were made in Italy, primarily in Italy and Spain. Now, most of the shoes that they make in say Donald Pliner are made on another part of the world.
Okay, yeah, I
And
got it.
they're doing an excellent job of copying my shoes, but the comfort factor is a whole different thing.
I
I used
bet.
to have a fit motto. She used to walk up 2 flights of stairs and then walk around and then come home for a week and come back and tell me how my shoes fit. Everything about my shoes.
That is so great.
I remember one time I was walking in Paris and I was wearing a pair of my brother's shoes. He represented Robert Clergeray, and
Mm-hmm.
wearing a pair of his boots. And all of a sudden I was in so much pain. And I realized what the first thing I did on my shoes was add a side zipper and have elastic. And there's somewhere in my shoes would always have elastic because if the feet are uncomfortable, so is the body and so is the mind.
Oh, it's true. I saw that as a thing that you're known for saying, and I was like, he's so right. Because honestly, I've had to wear high heel shoes since I was in junior high school, and I was on daytime television, and I was in I was Miss Maryland, and all these different things, and I was always in high heel shoes. And when your feet hurt,
So
So
does
does the body and
everything
so does.
else.
yeah, and you can't walk elegantly because
And have that smile.
yeah, you just can't, no matter how good you are, I mean, it looks strained because it is strained. Yeah, I always loved your shoes. I'm gonna start having to look like at the Real and different places like
Oh,
that.
they have them Poshmark.
I mean, but they not
Yeah, and your
for
shoes.
the T, but where they're made and they don't have the J.
Jay, right, exactly. Okay, I'm glad to know that. That's really cool.
My twin
So
sister
what kind of
is Donna Joy. I'm Donald J.
I got it. I got it. So it seems to me that, like, if you're an artist and you like to design all kinds of things. Like, I can imagine you having I don't know, a line of sculptures or a line of interior design or a line of jewelry or a line of furniture or something like that. Am I right or not?
If you came to our
You have to
house,
come to the house and
it's
you'll
a,
see.
it's
Oh,
a,
I'm right then. I'm right then. Yeah. What do you love to do besides shoes? Besides design?
They're just shoes.
I mean, as I said, some people are born
He's
with a silver,
just
I was born with a
shoes.
silver spoon.
I'm everything.
You know,
You
I always
design other things? You design other things?
oh, show it.
Well, I mean, I come from a background. This dog today. Around that my mom was a fashion designer.
Oh my God, you guys are perfect for each other.
She was in New York and in Miami, and I was born in Miami. And then moved to Houston, the whole, Gillies era of urban cowboy, what it was, that's what you saw, and that's how it was
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But my dad was also a diplomat. So my mom would make these fabulous,
Haiti.
at the time for Haiti, Donald, thank you. And he worked with other governments, but at the time she would make these beautiful gowns and things, and I would always try them on or mess up her shoes, and she'd go, okay, one day when you can fit into it.
Oh,
I decided I didn't want to be the fashion designer route. I wanted to be the artist route. So
okay.
I took the art part very seriously, even though deep down inside you're that designer.
Yes, of
You don't
course.
get to be until you marry one designer.
Exactly.
I designed, and I got a scholarship to Parsons School of Design,
Oh,
and
fun.
I studied it, but it was my last semester that I got the scholarship in, and I studied in Paris.
Oh, how fun. Oh
I
my God.
school in Paris, and I went to school in Italy, and then I'm like, I came back to Houston, and I'm like, I'm an artist, and it's not that easy, at all. And
Of
then,
course not. It's not about being easy. I mean, I
I-
don't know.
it's
I don't
just
know.
not
We're
art,
nuts. We're absolutely nuts. Those of us who go into the
right?
arts.
And I
We're a
think
bit
art
nuts.
paint because it's something I love to do.
Well, you can't not do it. That's the thing. If there's
Artists,
something else that you can do and be happy, you should do
starving
that.
artists, there is that saying, but you still do it because it's your nature.
Mhm.
And then, so from there, I went back to school, and I got another degree in graphic design, but no computer was ever built yet, so it was the real deal. And then visuals, so it visually could put something together, this and that. But with my art background and being able to just look at a painting, or know what, the one thing I learned from a teacher in Paris was you can't teach someone to paint, but you can teach their eye to follow what they see. It's either you have it in you or you don't.
Oh, that's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of good skills for artists who want to try to be an artist is take a object and look at it and then paint it upside down. Because your eye is your crayon. You never look at your paper. Your eye is what's drawing.
Right. When I was in school, we were
don't-
never allowed to look
You
down.
don't look
We
down
always
at
had to
your
look straight up, especially in portraiture.
Yeah. So you always
Wow.
eye is your eye is your pencil.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
There's a lot of ways
I
to
did
help.
not know that.
There's a lot of ways to help and teach, but I think art is within a person,
Yeah.
and you got it or you don't. So
Yeah. My
after
family is cursed with it, so it's a good thing. I went home to see my sister Tiffany recently, and she made the curtains for her kitchen. I'm like, who does that? I said, how did you learn to do that? She goes, I don't know. I just did. And I
my
said,
mom, yeah.
yeah, she just knows how to do stuff, but she never
Right.
really took any classes to learn how to do
It's
stuff.
just, yeah. No, I know.
Well, it's funny, my sister, twin sister, she's a cook, and she has her own book that came out,
Oh,
a cookbook, and
cookbooks.
but it's like 101 anyway, but she doesn't.
well, let's get the name of it. What's the name of it?
Oh, she has so many, but it's under Donna here. What
Donna J.
Joy.
Joy.
J.
Donna
Joy.
Joy.
Pliner.
He made the Pliner.
Okay.
But
Okay.
when you come over, I'll show you all our books.
I'd love to. I'd love to.
But I think
What does she cook? What does she cook that you love?
I use her recipe book for like desserts and things.
Oh,
It's no
beautiful.
cream and stuff when it's like applesauce opposed to a lot of different stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. I usually when our bananas go bad in the house, I make a bread.
That's a great, yeah, me too.
I make a banana bread. And then
Yeah.
I add nuts or I'll add berries or
I'm from Huntington, West Virginia, honey.
there. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
a Texan girl. There you go.
We make bread pudding, we make banana bread, everything you're not supposed to eat.
But back to I think my art and everything was that after but I've always been in fashion because I grew up with it.
Yeah.
So technically, after I left Houston, I went to Miami and I worked for Gianni Versace in the
Mm.
heyday of. So I got to grow up in the heyday of Houston, Urban Cowboy, in the
So
heyday,
Gianni Versace glass. I've got all of his
in the
all of his stuff.
heyday of
South-
Versace on South Beach. It was all that and then some.
Yeah, yeah. I was terribly sad to hear
Yeah.
what
And
happened.
after a while,
Disgusting. It's just
yeah,
disgusting. Horrible.
and I got really tired of his world after a while because you're like, am I coming? Am I going? I'm always
Mm.
out, So I made a deal with my parents and I went to go to real estate school, but got a job as a receptionist somewhere. And a woman that once worked for Donald there, who worked for Donald back in the days of LA. She says, "Oh, I got a great guy for you." And I got, well, I've kissed a lot of frogs. Let's try this one.
That's really nice.
Voila.
That's really nice. So
27
27
years.
years next week, Donald.
And,
Woo!
and it's his
And my
birthday.
birthday. We're not saying age.
Oh, why not? What the hell? My birthday's in September, September 19th. So
Okay, I'm the 9.
yeah, I love Virgos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Virgo's
We like each other. Virgos like each other. We really do.
You know what? I'm in the big 60. I'm going to turn the big 60. I'm going to look really forward to it.
Good.
So, 60s are the new.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever.
We keep our shapes though.
Yeah, you got to learn to love it because what are you going to do about it? Right?
Nothing. This is
Yeah.
why you guys still like me.
Just
Yeah.
as a segue, I just want to show you something.
Okay, good.
Sometimes when I design, I might find an object. And for example, I found this in Mexico. It's
Oh.
all big.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
And from that, I would send a design to India. And this would come back from India. This is 200 hours of hand beadwork. And then afterwards,
That's
the
going to be a shoe, isn't it?
then it becomes mounted and it becomes a shoe.
Oh, I love that. You don't have any idea how huge that will be in Palm
was.
Springs, for crying out loud, especially.
Donald was really known for all of that.
And
Yeah.
there was person, I don't know if you heard Miami, Romero Brito.
I'm not all up on the Miami stuff. I did live in Boca for a while, but I didn't get down there too much. I
That
got to
artist
Bell
from-
Harbor.
Right, he's an artist from Brazil, and if you see his stuff, you'll know. Show the book. You'll know who he is.
Oh yeah, I've seen things like that. Yeah.
From there,
Romero
He did
Brito. Okay.
Fine with Donald.
so I made pillows.
and-
See, I'm not surprised.
And made boxes,
Okay, I just think that's great. That's
made
great.
shoes.
See, I knew you made more than just shoes. Not that just shoes isn't something, but those are really sharp. Those I love those. What's
And
the heel? What's the heel like on those pointy ones? The
Ken Hill, which is
oh, I love
not
those.
right now.
I think
That's
we
all-
need.
I
Are
know.
those still available?
yeah, and then, for example,
They're not, are they? I want
I
them.
don't know.
see this?
Oh yeah, those are
I
gorgeous.
had, so I used to do leatherware.
Yeah.
And I would make a coat. This was like one of the leatherwork. It was called, my leatherware was made in the mountains of Italy and the beaches of Spain.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Where are all these things now?
In our library.
Your library. Thanks a
We
lot.
We have a
Like
2,000-foot garage that we made
Great.
into
a
closet.
closet. So that's the new closet in the
A
house.
man after my own heart, I gotta tell you. You
was
got a good
our
one there, lady.
I don't keep shoes in my closet. I keep shoes in my
Because there's no room in the closet. There's
No,
room in the garage closet. Oh, geez. That inlaid layered leather those are the kind of boots I like.
Right. And he did have them. He has had them in boots.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can go on all those Poshmark, real, I mean, it's there. They're all there. It's just depends how you use there.
So
Like
what are you doing? What are you doing now? Are you doing the same thing with another? What are you doing?
I'm just grabbing something to show you. Keep talking.
Oh, good. Okay.
So, now, we're just living in the desert. taking it all in.
Yeah.
But with the book now, we'll do some tours and we'll do some things and really work on that. And a lot of these shoes that we are showing will go into a museum.
Oh, great.
So there will be.
Yeah, we're doing something in Kent University, Kent's fashion
It's
school.
in Ohio.
Yeah,
Right, so they're giving us an
he's gonna
award,
get
we're being
an award.
inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Into the,
Oh, that's wonderful. So my kids were born in Cleveland. My husband was from Cleveland.
you know, I do, and then I like do things like I've started now. I do a lot of jewel and a lot of just unique pieces, and I'm just doing 100 limited edition. I don't have any in front of me of these beautiful crystal hanging ornaments that you would want to put on your tree.
Oh, beautiful.
And I'm doing them in, I'll run and get a few, but I'm doing them like in either semi-precious stones like turquoise and lapis and all that. And then otherwise I just a lot of stones, a lot of crystals, because I do like a lot of teddy bears. I just keep myself busy with my art
Yeah, that's beautiful.
myself, but my other little stuff I'll run off.
Okay. So who licensed who
So I
like
run all the time.
oh, look at cute. That's the cutest thing ever. Did those ever come out?
Yeah, these are all part of my shoes, and all of my shoes, I have a thing in there, were always flexible. I always had a rubber sole for comfort in walking.
You know how important that is in Italy with the cobblestone streets, and you go over there and your feet are just killing you. And you don't want to wear tennis shoes. Wow. I've never seen those. This is
These
just
were special shoes that I had made by an artist. The shoes are mine, but just to show you a couple of
that's
things.
really outrageous. That's amazing.
And if you came to our house, it's as I said, it's a museum.
Yeah, well, I love that though.
Damn it, you're down the street and 15 minutes away.
I
So-
really am. I'm very, very close
I
by.
do something, usually try to sell for the holidays and do a limited edition. And so, like,
So
for
how have you kept your marriage like, oh,
right, these
here,
all lapis and rose quartz.
rose quartz, and I love that.
And then I have
Those
This
are
is just,
really
it's one by one with a tweezer.
for the tweezers.
oh yeah, a lot of work.
Right. No, I mean, how gorgeous.
I
know,
love them.
all arrangements that
Oh,
you
they're so
and
pretty.
it's just my one of a kind time of doing it.
Oh, I love the
That's
I love the topaz ones. That's gorgeous. I mean, it's just
So it's not, you could do a whole story, you can match your house, or if someone says, oh, I'm looking for, you know,
oh,
some that are
God, I love them. I
tell
love
me now, because otherwise what I do is what I do.
I love those. Those
How do
are
we keep our
wonderful.
marriage going?
Yeah, how do you stay happy?
You know, we were
27 years is a long time. I was married 21 years, so I mean that was a long.
Fine. How
Yeah.
do we do it?
You have date night. You have date night.
You know what? We're best friends. And
Yeah.
it's really, and we look after each other. And I mean, I will say it did help at the beginning. Because we had a little girl that we adopted
Oh,
from Kazakhstan. But so at the beginning, you know, Donald was always gone. He was gone like 250 nights a year, and it was rough. So it was more exciting when he came home, and then we had our time, and then he'd go, and it'd be that. So I think the bonding of just the time spent, even though you talk to each other probably 20 times a day,
yeah.
didn't really matter, but it was like they go and they come back, and then they go and then come back. And
It's a
now
little bit more romantic that way.
so I think that really helped kept us. And
You
now
don't get tired of each other, you know.
now we're just attached to the hip, and that's just about the size of it.
Yeah.
As you get older, things change, and
You know,
your relationships they change. for
Lisa goes
better
to sleep
or
earlier.
worse.
I go to sleep around 3.
And then
I go to bed really late.
Ugh.
you
One
know,
o'clock in the morning.
Unless I'm literally doing something, I'm up all night, then he'll go, aren't you gonna go to bed yet? Aren't you gonna go to bed yet? Lately, I've been trying to go to sleep early. But I think for us that we are so attached to each other and can finish each other's lines or thoughts, or we would like get dressed and go to a party because I'd be dressing in one side of the room, he dress out in the side of the room, never saying anything what we're gonna wear, but we actually wind up like matching.
I
So
can't imagine it wouldn't be hard to get ready in your house. I mean, you've got to wear for freaking everything. You're one of those people.
as I said, the 2,000-foot garage is
Yeah, I'm thinking if I ever wonder if I can wear something, I'm gonna find out what size you are and I'll go beg at your
3,000.
house.
I have a couple of sizes in the closet. We keep that.
Don't we always?
There's there's three,
We have
There's a
to.
1980 size, there's a 1990 size, there's a 2000 size, there's a 2010 size. And now I'm not buying any more clothes until I get back down to that one.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
in the garage, there's 3,000 pairs of shoes.
It's my size.
And what Lisa has, she has a book and they're all in lucite cases with a picture. And then she has a Bible. So, because I used to always want to get one of her shoes. So she has a Bible, so I know what number to grab.
Go
in
to the
Bible.
number, pick out the shoes, and then put it back where you
That's
got
a
it.
Virgo for you. There you go.
It's
It's an
on the
organized
floor.
person.
And I'm looking at all this stuff you brought out. I go, don't think I'm bringing this out. Okay,
You love
here.
it.
This is what I don't know what size you are, but these are going to be my birthday shoes.
Oh, they're so cute. Look at
You
them.
didn't pick my heels there.
I was at a
I
restaurant
I
once.
love them. That's a
I was at a
perfect
restaurant,
birthday
I looked
shoe.
down,
But you didn't
and I
know
see these.
designer artist.
No, I didn't know who it was. It was a girl wearing these ice cream shoes.
It was an artist.
You
And-
saw it on someone?
Yeah, she went to fit them and
She's a big
Fashion
artist.
School of Design here. And I got
Ron-
the idea, and then I made these shoes.
Rendezvous is her name that did it. So if you've gone to, I know they had it for a while. I don't know. You remember the ice cream museums that they show
Yeah.
up? And you see all the shoes that had the ice creams on them or stuff like that. She's the one that did the shoes. No, she did a collection of ice cream shoes with Donna.
And then we sell these in the store, limited editions.
That's so great. That's great.
Yeah.
So now you're not doing that, right? Now you're not
No,
doing it.
we're just
Based,
I just want to hear him say he's not doing it anymore. I don't believe him. I think he's still doing something on the side.
Oh,
Somewhere back there's something going on.
the big thing now is these tours are setting me up for
The
these
book.
signings.
Good.
and
Good.
stuff like
My
that.
husband was an entrepreneur.
I would love to make this book into
He
a
would never retire. If he hadn't died, he had a new business and then another new business,
right.
then another new business, and then another new business. I never knew what business we were in. We were always in another new business.
Now I think it needs to become a series, like a Halston series.
Yes.
And it's really about
I'd love that. That would be great. I make movies, so that
the selling of one's soul.
I just think that's the greatest name. I just think that's the
I
best
know,
name.
right? Because I've been Donald, I'm talking about you. Stop. Jesus.
They're Mondrianish,
Right.
right?
So,
I just love
hey,
it.
Modern Dion.
Right. So basically, with selling of one's souls, I think Donald's gone through so much from when he's began all his companies and then he sold all his companies or he's lost them all. And then, and it's from losing and coming back stronger and stronger. And it's making the right decisions and making the wrong decisions.
I
And
know about this stuff. I mean,
Right.
there's
and-
not an entrepreneur in the
wrong-
world who
right.
has had the ups and the downs.
No, and then sometimes you just make the deal with the wrong devil and you live in hell for a very long time and it's just you just don't get to come out. So the
And then
book,
Yeah, I get it.
The Selling of Your Soul, I think that, still being down in that beautiful beautiful site of hell in a way, allowed him to write this book. And I, would hope to now see it one day
Is it available now?
It is. Okay. So the only way to get, it's not on Amazon or anything.
You got it?
Yes.
Is it Barnes and Noble?
Not yet. They're working on it.
I just
So
want to
how
show
do
you.
you, so
Okay,
how do you
so
get?
how you can get the book is, oh, see, there's the cover.
Oh, that's killing me. You know that. That's killing me. I love that.
In all my shoes, flex.
Oh, I know.
And we have a foundation piece for the children, so everything says peace.
Oh, that's
The
beautiful.
best way to get this book is, it's really easy. It's www.thefashionlist.com.
Okay. I'm gonna put that in the comments.
Here, underneath,
www.fashionlist.com.
fashionlist.com. Right.
Okay. So
And
what?
written, yeah, and it is written by Scott French.
Right.
And B and Kelly.
Okay.
And I would tell you, I started reading it. I have no idea of things that I did. When you have a passion, when you have,
Were you in a blackout, or was it just too much
no,
fun?
when you have
Or what?
a passion for what you're doing,
You just
you're
do
not
it.
Yeah.
real, you're reality.
And you just do it because you love it.
I have people put shows up, scenes up of mine, because I was on daytime television for, I've probably done, I don't know how many thousands of shows. And I have always had this very special kind of character. She's either nuts, crazy, villain, I mean, seriously, just funny as hell, just all
Right.
kinds. And I'm 100% in it when it's happening, and when the scene's over, I don't remember anything that happened. So
Right.
they'll put things up, and I don't remember doing that. You know,
Yeah.
so I mean, I understand when you're in the heat.
Or
of-
that zone.
Mhm.
It's that zone that
Okay.
you just don't come out
Very
of.
funny incident. I used to do things for H&N. And I told the models to never, they had the dog. I said, don't put her down. Because they put her down. There was one of our other puppies, baby dog, which is a whole story. And they put her down. I actually got off the stage. They said, where are you going? I had to go get the dog and come back for the interview.
Because they did put her down.
Yeah, I told the models, don't, because they were
Don't
showing
do it. Don't do it.
like this, and the dog was there. And I said, don't put the dog down. They put her down. Of course, she ran off. So I got off where I was.
Like, excuse me, I think I told you not to do
Where
that.
you going? I had to come back and get the dog.
Oh, geez. What do you think is,
And I sewed out of that shoe.
I bet, what do you think is like the worst thing that you could share with me that's ever happened? Oh my God, those are your doggies.
Yes.
That
that-
Star and Misty?
Baby now in Sunset.
Oh,
And
Sunset.
left to right.
Oh, look at that. These are one of a kind, right? Are they one of a
No,
kind?
these were part of the
They were
collection.
part of the collection.
When?
I've been able to find it. I don't know.
I'll have to look, because this must have been a while. I
Sure.
didn't know. That's no wonder you have a museum as a house.
I mean, if you saw the garage, it's a museum.
I really want to see it.
You're 5
I mean,
minutes
the whole
away,
house
so
is, the whole
it
house
makes
is
it
a
a lot
museum.
easier now, but you and I are just gonna.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of art, but
Uh,
I came 3,000 miles. So I had a Tuan statue that looked like real people. I mean, really, really real. And they were both sort of naked dancers. And there was a man, life size, holding a woman who was playing the violin. So he was, like that, and he was holding her up in the air, and it was in our front yard. And I had to leave that. I had to leave my Steinway. I had to leave that. I had to leave so many things. So
Yeah.
I have the stuff I could bring with me, but I just loved having all that stuff. But it's at the same time, it costs so much to bring it.
It's not stuff, it's things.
There are things I love,
Yeah.
but
enjoyed and
yeah, things I really loved. I loved them, but I had lots of space back east.
yeah, we had lots of
We
space
went
too.
from a 13,000-foot Moroccan palace in Star Island.
Yeah. We had one that was
That's
18,000.
storage.
We had one that was 12,000. We had one that was 6,500. We lived in really big houses. And now I'm in a 2,300 square foot townhouse that I think is perfectly fine, but it's just not what we had before. But things change. He got sick.
I
So
have lots of artwork for sale.
I know, right? I did
For
too.
sure. Yeah, I mean, we can definitely, I haven't,
No, as I said, if you
estate
came to our
sale.
house, it's a museum.
Well, thank you for
Museum.
I love it.
Oh, we put what we learn and love and do into what we design into our homes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, that's why I knew you must be a home designer too, and an interior designer too. And because you can't not have that. You can't not use that, no matter what it is you're
Right.
doing, if you're even if you're picking out tablecloths and china and all that stuff. It's just part of your
You should
DNA.
We'll wait and show something.
I'm not gonna do
Okay.
that.
So the next step in Fashion Week, is that the Fashion Week here, the Fashion Week in Palm Springs, or the Fashion Week in New York
Well, New York Fashion Week, I think is starting, right?
right now?
Now, I don't know. I think it's starting. Something's starting. No, something's in Europe. It's starting in Europe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when Fashion Week starts here.
Gotta
was
be
it
cooler.
it was like in November, right?
It's got to be cooler. That's all I know.
Yeah, it was cooler. And last year was a lot of fun.
You say that, yeah.
Oh, it's last year it started. Oh, it was March last year.
Mhm.
March. So, I would sit there and say, I don't know if I'm working on anything or not. It wouldn't be something so per se as something that we would do because we're just not in the business anymore. But
It'd be a great place to sell your book.
that's what I'm going to hopefully,
Yeah.
And
maybe a
ornaments.
museum, or that's or have a museum and have people so they can see really pieces from the past. I think that would be the best time to do something like that.
Definitely.
Talk
Definitely.
to who's in charge of that. I think it's
What about El Paseo? There's so many places. I bet you
yeah.
could.
There's some galleries.
Right.
Right now, nobody wants to do anything. Nobody's even open. Here,
Too hot. Nobody
yeah,
knows
I
how
mean,
to
here
work.
one day I was doing something for the Desert Women's Show, and I was modeling something, and we had to go to the studio, where Pat Evans does the news and everything. And I walk in, don't even know me. I walk in, I see an Emmy here, I see that, and then because I watch the show every day, I go, I can tell you what's wrong with your show. He goes, oh, you didn't tell you what's wrong with my show? I go, yeah, I can tell you what you're missing, and I can get you another Emmy. Just like that.
What did you say? What did you tell him?
You need a fashion trend show.
Well, that's a good idea.
So, yes, so now every 2 weeks I do a fashion trend show.
Oh, awesome.
Fantastic. But right now it's everything's been out of Lisa's closet because the stores are closed.
I know it.
So no one's, coming out. So Wednesday. So Wednesday I featured, I'll send them to you.
I love it.
I send every leopard, because leopard's like the biggest trend right
It's
now.
so funny. I've got that in my, I've always had that.
It's the biggest trend. So
My mom wore leopard. Everyone.
I just bought every piece, not every piece, but majority of pieces of leopard. And we talked about that. And then the following week, we actually did talk about Donald and his book and some of how shoes, and then, which he'll go back on really for his book. And then, I mean, here I'm doing.
Well, that's what I want to really help you with, because I think people will eat that up. I mean, it's just I want to see all the pages, I've seen enough to make me want to see all the rest of the pages.
Yeah. So I
let people know that they
yeah,
can.
when the Olympics first started, I did the Olympics, about the Olympics, because how the designers, it was just Fashion Week, and the designers really stepped up on the
You
uniforms.
put this in front of a camera. She's incredible.
I love the
I can see that. I can.
very easy for me.
Yeah, me too.
My training being with you.
Yeah.
No, so now, so in 2 weeks, I'm not sure what I'm going to come up with. I got to see if there's anyone around, or I'll figure out something new. But I think when season starts, they'll love it. And it's just, it's a little segment, but it's just the fashion trend, what's they're showing. It's really all, what's in their store. Or again, being, I'm have every news, everything about fashion, have other fashion people like trends, like what to do, And
We're also moving into a different season, even though here it's not really that much. It's still a different season. So
I
that's always a
like
good
cover,
transition.
yeah, not next week, but the following week on the
It's like
11th, on the 10th or 11th, it is, oh, you're in
I
my
know.
way.
Sorry.
I saw
When,
your beautiful head
when did you move down here?
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Two
And you
years.
like it? You like it?
Me too. We just, you know what? Donald had a serious brain surgeries,
Triple.
triple brain surgery,
Oh my God.
and from a fall. And I just felt LA wasn't the greatest place to heal, and the crime and just the traffic and everything that was happening, changing in LA. So never been down here before in my life. I just picked up my car and drove and found
Oh,
a
that's
house.
nice.
And that's
I lived in LA in the 80s.
so
And so
you
then
like it.
I left in 97.
Yeah.
I came back out in 97 and then I left and got married and moved to Cleveland, Florida, and New York.
Wow.
And I always had a house in Connecticut. So it's just
It's
it's
a
hard,
different
yeah.
change.
It
Oh,
is. I love it here. I love different parts of the country. I love being an American. I like being all over the place. I really do. We have a
just a
great country.
segment. And after a while, and when I sold the business, I opened up a gallery. It was called Coming Home in the Design District in Miami. And
Oh, cool.
and it was set up by
Who did
5
your
different
furniture?
colors. So if you went into the cobalt blue room, everything was cobalt blue. If you saw our house, you would see. And from that, like the uppers, I'd make pillows. These were
I
all,
knew it. I knew it. I asked you that right at the top, and you didn't tell me you made pillows. Remember, I told you I knew you made other things?
were shoes.
Look at that.
200 hours of glass beadwork. It's made
Yeah.
in India, and it comes
I,
back.
I love the one with the snake on it.
Yes.
Want to see all of them. I think that's awesome. I knew you'd be making that stuff. You can't not do it. You can't not.
Cocktails, drinks, dinner.
Okay. Well,
I mean, we're 10 minutes away.
I can't wait to see you all in person.
Okay.
Well, if there's anything else you want to tell me or show me, I just can't wait to see you in person. But I think everybody at home is going to love it because I don't know a woman who doesn't have a pair of your shoes.
Right.
They might have a knockoff now. That could be.
Doesn't have the J.
It doesn't have
Yeah,
to.
it's gotta have the J,
It's
but
not
we've
us.
all been wearing your shoes forever, forever. So
Design is there. It's just not from both of our hands.
yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. And your feet are gonna hurt.
I remember one time I was doing a thing with Alonzo Mourning for the Heat at that
Oh,
time.
sure, sure.
And I remember I had to bend down. He said his feet were hurting. I said I had to bend down. I said, let me see your shoes. And I had to show him why the shoes were not comfortable and everything like that.
No elastic, no zipper, no rubber on the bottom. Yeah, I learned a lot from this interview. I know what they're supposed to be and what they're not.
Fixing traits on a shoe.
I
A lot
gotcha.
of things that you
You
can
know,
learn and
like
do.
the back of a shoe would always have this heel thing instead of stepping down and breaking it. It would have like that. And again, all my shoes were.
I know. I love that. I love that. Have you been back to Italy much? No.
No, we haven't. You know what?
It's so nice. I was there last year.
Brain surgeries.
Yeah, you said. So are you
We-
okay now? You seem okay.
I'm
Yeah,
fine.
he's
Swim
fine.
every day.
You seem fine, really fine.
The only thing is can't do is walk the dogs now because the pavement's too hot. Otherwise, I take a 1.5 mile walk and then I go swimming.
That pavement's too hot for the dog, not too hot for you.
It's too
Exactly.
hot
That's the
for me.
point. Yeah,
Way
exactly.
too hot for me. He's not going to have me there. No, hopefully one day we'll head back to Paris and Italy where it all began.
Yeah, that would be fun, right? And do you get back to New York much? Do you go to New York very often?
No, we just
No.
looked at the world
Well-
of the shoe industry and just said,
The reason be going to New York eventually is because they have me set up where it's already been from the book already. There's like something going on in 2000 at the end of the year at Nordstrom's in New York.
Oh, I can't wait. You've got to tell my daughter lives there. She works for NBC. I've got one in LA and one in New York. And I would love to introduce them to you.
yeah.
We even did our pavement outside. It looks like sand, but it's done in such a way, elements that it's 15 degrees cooler.
I love you guys.
Whole
Yeah.
construction.
At the beginning, I'm like, do you design anything else? No, we're really into shoes.
Oh,
Well, we have special pavement, and we have special cobalt blue paint, and we have a special closet, and here's the pillow, and here, I mean, you guys design every
My
freaking thing.
stores were
I think we
architecturally
get
were
bored
beautiful.
and
I
trying
knew it though. I knew it. I just instinctively knew it. I was like, they're going to create all kinds of cool stuff.
The store in Rodeo, right, was a glass atrium. It was all glass. And on the second level had an English tea room. And from the English tea room, you used to be able to see the Hollywood sign.
Oh, wow.
to design someone's home or
Right.
do
No.
anything.
Yeah.
I designed 6 of my own stores.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
Nope.
I
Design a Donald Pliner room.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Well, I think
It-
it's going to be fun to get to know you guys better, and everybody needs to get to know you better. So I'm really grateful that we had this chance.
Well,
Yeah,
It's-
we were here 2 years and
And again, I
first year was rough, but
I never
second-
realized who I was. But when Lisa says, what happens when you say your name?
Lisa Pliner.
Yeah, they say Pliner.
Oh, you're married to the shoe guy. Wife. I am the wife of Donald Pliner.
And Lisa did some of her most beautiful shoes. Lisa did her own line of shoes
I
too.
had a line.
I'm not surprised, but I have a friend who is married to Sam Cooke. Okay, and
Uh,
she's a manager, and when you meet her, she'll give you
Okay.
her card. She's his manager, and she's other people's manager, but it says, "I'm the wife."
I do wife.
I'm the wife. I'm the wife.
Wife. I
And
think
it's
I'm
the cutest thing. She still
the
has
wife.
it. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
the wife that goes.
that's awesome.
Like sometimes I would do it's fun and I really enjoy it. I would do informal modeling when they have at Mitch's
Uh-huh.
coming up in November.
Are you familiar with the desert when we say Mitch's?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
let me
I just
finish.
wanted to clarify.
So then, so sometimes I would go in, I would do it, friends help out my friends thing. And I've had this one lady go, I was wearing something and just needed tennis shoes. I was just wearing some tennis shoes. And so she goes, I don't think Donnie, I don't even know these people, would be really happy that you're not wearing his shoes. And I said, you think so? She says, I saw you because you were every night at the fashion week and blah, blah, blah. And I went, okay. I said, well, the fact that he bought these white shoes for me, I think it would work, and then they would be there every single week.
Wow.
And then you get those.
That's
rude-
when you say thank you for sharing.
Right. And then you get those other kind of somewhat rude remarks, but however, and then like I remember someone saying, well, you're famous and you're this. Why would you be doing modeling around? And why would you want to do something like this? And I said, well, I love meeting people like you, but here's my autograph. And if you like Mr. Pliner's, he's sitting over there. So,
Aw.
so then every time I go, every week they go, where's Donald? Where's Donald?
Aw.
He'd bring his pen, he would bring the shoes, they would wear the shoes, he would sign the shoes.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty fun.
But
Fun.
every now and where you'll get some of those kind of sly remarks, and I'm like, you want my autograph? If
Well,
I
you're
should not be doing
you're really participating in the community, which is really the greatest thing
I
you
just
do
hear
when
the
you move to a
people.
new.
It's not about, it's just my friend has a little store. I just want to help her out. That's what
Exactly.
I'm doing. It's
Exactly.
not about a name or anybody.
Yeah,
I just helping my friends out.
the right thing to
I
do.
used to do magnificent furs in my store. This is one of my
You
customers.
can't see it.
Oh, wow. That Whitney Houston?
Diana Ross.
Diana Ross.
She was wearing one of my furs.
Yeah, that's beautiful. How'd you make it green like that? Dye?
They dyed it, the tails.
Yeah. I had a blue mink from
Ooh,
made Christian Dior. And
Oh,
it didn't
nice.
hold, it went with a long gown that was green and had little
Oh,
blue flowers, but it didn't last.
That was the back of my store.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
How bag was.
I
Look
had
at
one
that. I
too.
love the Coming Home. That's the Florida store.
The name of
The gallery.
the gallery.
It was
So
a-
we can
Florida.
do anything underneath Coming Home.
It was, as I said, it was set up by 6 different colors. So if you walked in the blue room, the chandeliers would be like cobalt blue. Everything was lacquer.
And it's not there now in Miami?
No.
No.
I'll go.
Oh,
Yeah.
we need to recycle.
We've left our mark.
I know. Well,
We're
and a
definitely
lot of
leaving,
people that can't wait to see more.
yeah, definitely leaving the mark
Here.
on this one.
Let me
All
show-
right.
Here, one quick thing. So when you open up the book,
Oh, gorgeous. Look at that.
that's Chicago, Lake Michigan.
Oh, that's where you started? Is that where you started?
And here we are now in the desert.
Oh, look at that. It's so personal. I just love it.
Yeah. It's a love story about a man and his shoes.
Yeah. His life. It's his
His
life.
and
Yeah.
how he got to be really who he is, and really the triumphs and the errors and the sadness and the things, and then of how he even became who he was, and then us meeting, getting together, and then now our lives have been the way they are together, but still going through from the day I met him. If he was going to design a shoe collection, it wouldn't be any different 27 years later from the first day he did it. That's how he does it, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And so so the book grows because it became both of us, and it was a journey together, and it was a journey that we, did some ups and downs and many wrong decisions, and it's
But a lot of writing.
but
A
a
lot
lot
of
of
right and a lot of wrong,
lot
but
of
you can
right, a lot of
keep it,
wrong, and it's why one of the selling of your souls opposed to
I
S.
gotcha. The double entendre. I got that.
As I said, every time I start reading the book, there's things I'm learning about myself that I had no idea.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it's a beautiful book.
Yeah, you've been busy. You weren't paying attention to all yourself. You were busy
Yeah,
doing all kinds of things.
When you
I-
have a passion for what you're doing, it's,
I mean, that's a true
Yeah,
artist. I mean,
I
that's a
do.
true artist at the end of the day.
That's
and
right.
true artists.
I love it. Well, I'm so happy that we're all getting to know
Oh,
you better, like in person, so thank you. If you like this program, please like and subscribe so we can stay on the air and bring you more and more fantastic people to get to know. Thank you so much.